don't need. All right.
Here we go.
What did Arizona, I guess, sort of statistically kind of shut you guys down a little bit more than some other teams have, I guess. What was sort of the lesson from the first game, and kind of looking forward to this one?
I think really that first game out, really the ability to finish, especially when we got down into the red zone, didn't really do a great job of finishing some of those drives. Jason Myers did a great job finishing with field goals, but we know that our goal is to get points, to get touchdowns out of those drives, but still being smart. Our defense is playing excellent football right now, and so I think for us, as we're working to play these complementary games, how the games go, how they flow offensively, our most important job is taking care of the football, being smart with it, and then when we do get to these third downs, especially just, the Giants were a high pressure team, just like Arizona is, doing a good job being smart and then taking those chances to be aggressive when the time calls.
What did you think of the pass protection against the Giants, knowing how much they were coming after you guys with blitzes?
Yeah, I think the guys held up well. There's a couple of situations where I think I could put our guys in a better position in terms of what the calls are when we're looking to attack some of those pressures that weren't up to my standards on how we were putting our guys in successful positions. So I take the blame for a couple of those sacks right off the bat right there. And then moving forward, though, I think we'll just keep executing and keep doing a good job of communicating, making sure we're on the same page, and really eliminate any of those type of free rushers that can occur.
Along those lines, how do you see Geno grow in terms of the pre-snap, what he's recognizing, how he's changing things, what he's solving?
Yeah, I think Geno's growth throughout the year, just as it's been throughout the time I've been around him has been excellent. He really has a good full understanding of everything, and I think the best one to reference is not only Geno, it's the guys around him and everyone really understanding what's going on each play. I think a great example of it is the touchdown to Tyler this past week. Give him a play and having that understanding of what are the options within the play that we can get to. And Tyler had seen something. Him and Geno get on the same page, so they're able to get to a play within the play, so to speak. And that to me is where the credit goes all to the players, where they have that full understanding and ownership, and they can make all the plays come to life versus different looks. Yeah, it's great to see his hard work pay off. With those, it's a great accomplishment for him, and I know he knows that there's a lot of other people that are involved in helping him to get to that stage. With Dave Canales and Kerry Joseph doing a great job, helping him to continue to develop, and then all the other players on offense really, bonding together and working hard around him to have that streak where he had a good month right there, and that's last month. Now we're looking to see how we can move forward and continue to excel.
Did you want to call something there that got right back to Tyler, sort of given what had happened, the drop of the series?
Yeah, I think we all know Tyler. I didn't bat an eye when anything happens with Tyler. It's he's right on to the next play, as was I with him, and it was really more the next opportunity to get him the ball, and it presented itself a couple times in that drive there where we were able to get a touchdown. So more so just knowing that he's going to be a guy that we're trying to target, and there's going to be ups and downs in most football games, and I know Tyler's going to have way fewer downs than ups throughout the course of a game, so couldn't wait to get back to him, and he responds the right way.
The command that Geno has right now, was that as obvious last season, or could it be as obvious to you when he's not taking nearly as many reps?
Yeah, I think Geno prepared well every week that we were around him last year as well. Had a full ownership of everything that was going on, and it's not going to ever be the same as being in there and being the full-time starter like he is now, and the way he's really embraced the full system here. But I think he's done a good job from day one that I was around him last year to where he's at now to continue to grow. And we're talking about a guy that's continuing to grow, that has a great history and a great football mind from the past experiences that he's had, and so he's just put all those together and continues to grow and develop and not be satisfied with where he's at right now.
This is a joke that fantasy football players might not like how you use your tight ends with just a variety of guys, but how valuable is that as a play caller when it's not obvious, okay, this guy's going to catch the ball, this guy's going to block, they can all do everything?
Sure, I think all three of those guys are so versatile, and I think it allows us on offense to mix and match some personnel groups, put those guys in different spots, and I think they'd be doing pretty well if it was just a one fantasy spot for three tight ends, but that's not the case. But it speaks to how selfless those guys are. They're excited for each other, and each game there's been a different tight end that's been able to get involved in different ways. So just excited to those guys to keep continuing to grow and keep helping our offense be versatile.
You talked about the Sort of the play within the play there with Tyler and Geno on that. Can you kind of see that coming from your vantage point? I guess you're calling the play, but then they kind of make an adjustment there. Can you see that coming?
Yeah, I think when you're seeing it through the same lens, different versions of it where it's going over the top, or Tyler sees the double move ability there from something that had been discussed throughout the course of the week. So I just think when we're seeing it through the same lens, I think that's when things are clicking on offense. And there's always opportunities that we need to be better at. Starting with myself in some of those scenarios. But when you get a good feel and the players and the coaching staff are on the same page, those are some explosive drives. Yeah, I think once you lose that vertical grasp when you get into the red zone, most defenses are going to have a tendency, at a certain point when they get down the field to transition to a little bit more red zone specific defense, whether they're using double teams, whether they're using their post safety now to double a receiver, a lot of variations. So each week when we go into the game plan, try to break down, when do those tendencies start and when do we truly go from playing, against some field coverages to transition to those red zone coverages that don't have to worry about the vertical element in the pass game. Maybe part of it, but I think there's a lot of different things that we can execute better, and not take any of the penalties that happened earlier on, or the negative plays that occur in the red zone. Those guys are going to get doubled. They're going to get attention, especially in the passing situation. So just doing a good job with our communication and continue to be efficient in the red zone, not just relying on big plays necessarily when you get down in the red zone.
How you tell guys it takes all 11 guys on the play to work. What would you think of DK on the touchdown?
Yeah, that was a great example. Yeah, no, DK totally, took care of his man, his responsibility. He's originally running a route on that play and then recognizes man coverage, so doesn't take the rest of the play off, continues to run a version of the route and take his man out of there, and the ball bounces back to him. So it was a great job of just showing, where effort, all 11 in the run game, has an impact on every single play.
When you guys run that play in practice, how often does it kind of go back that way?
That was exactly like it was designed. We were going to run right, go all the way back to the left, break 4 tackles and score. That was Ken's done an unbelievable job of understanding what the concept of the play is, where are the yards within the scheme, but then also when it's time to ad lib and go ahead and get positive yards, he's done a really good job of not, extending the play to earn a negative, but extending the play where he does have that great vision to find cutback lanes, and, he's continuing to grow every week.
Does that require receivers on the backside of the play to be more alert for that, knowing that they have to?
Yeah, I think when our running backs, all those guys are running hard and continuing to finish through the echo of the whistle, and we've had some runs pop in different directions, even like, in the preseason when Homer broke a really long run, and I remember Bo Melton's blocking way down the field, kind of outside the intent of where the play would be. I think the receivers know when these backs are going, it's their contribution in the run game to finish, whether on the front side or the back side, and it doesn't always mean running a route. It might be a motion that gets their job done. It might be, running a guy off in man coverage. So they're on high alert, knowing, especially with Ken, that the ball can go anywhere.
Did the Giants put more players on that side of the field than you would often see? Disley was just telling us that he looked and saw. He was like, everybody's over here. I hope it goes the other way.
Yeah, they did a good job. And Leonard Williams made a great play where he's penetrating on the front right there, and he played a heck of a game the whole afternoon there. So right away, that front side was a little bit overloaded. Ken was shut off, so he was able to get right back to really what was the only cut that he could make right there. And then after that was just, on his own, making a great individual effort.
Fake out that DK did where he pretended like the ball was coming. Do you guys teach that specifically, or is that something he did on his own?
Yeah, I think the receivers work on that. I think Sanjay does a great job, and Brad of talking through what are your different tools in the run game. Just like in a route runner, there's not always the instances where you have to go, physically block the guy. You can block him by using his technique against him, and I think DK on that one goes above and beyond in the effort category and finishes all the way through the back of the end zone there. But it's a good understanding, because I think that the receivers understand the coverage principles in the run game. It does nothing but help them when it comes time to throw the ball. So they're totally tuned into what the different looks are and when they can utilize different tools. That to me shows that they're tuned in on the whole game, not just when we're throwing it.
What grade did Geno get for his block on that play?
Yeah, I think anytime he gets in the way, we'll give him an A and move on from that, as long as he's healthy at the end of the block. Pretty random, actually, it would be the answer. There's some guys that get in there, and we try to work on making sure that everyone understands what that formation's like. So you never know at the end of the game with different guys that are in or out at that point. So just making sure we have 11 people in a legal formation is how we get to it. I'd probably ask the guys about that. I know they got the playtime thing probably comes into play a little bit every now and then with that victory formation. So those guys handle it and do a good job with it.
You got Kate Johnson out there for that, though, right?
Yeah, Kate, I think got a snap out there, so it was good for him. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.